Eclipse before I do most of the wiring because I'm waiting for some parts. But as you can tell right here, yes, we got another JZ. This JZ here is a early model 93 SC300. It was running, but it's all apart now. But this one is actually the 2JZ GE non-VVTi with rear sump oil pan, and it has the beefier rods in them. So as you can tell, it's going to hold a lot more power. So this one I'm actually going to plan to basically clean it up, reseal it completely, check the rod bearings and everything just in case, just for my own personal mind, and put a GT head gasket, ARP studs. And so this head, I sold it for $150, which is cheap. It's a rebuilt one. I was helping a buddy out, and it has valve job done, resurfaced head, valve seals, everything, fresh head, and it has powder coated valve covers right here. Not in the best shape anymore, but this was for my actual JZ I had. Took them off, got some GT valve covers, but everything's back to me. I bought this for 200 bucks. If you guys know, these are really good engines, so you can just throw some quick little things on them and throw a boost at it and you're good to go. So that's going to be my backup engine for whatever happens before I swap the 240 with a JZ in it. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, because I do have this one I started taking apart, but once I'm 100% sure with all the stuff, all I have to get right now is all the seals for the entire engine, cam, crank, and then the seals for the water pump, a whole new water pump, and rear main seal, valve seals, and some ACL bearings for this engine, because I do have some GT rods here. So I'm gonna get everything done completely. I'm gonna do it, and hopefully we can make a 500-600 horsepower engine for the IS300. So either way, guys, we got a lot going on. I'm trying to get to everything right now, because lately, for the past 2 weeks now, I've been helping out Joseph Love for drifting. So I've been doing a lot of work on their cars here and there, and trying to get their cars ready for clutch kickers. And then he has another one coming up here in 2 weeks, which is for US drift circuit up in Florida, if I remember right. I think that's the name. So I'm trying to get that out of the way, and trying to get his main car ready. Either way, guys, as you can tell, I was able to put this ECU here in place with a harness right there. So I got some things I got to order here for this, because I want to make sure it's nice and clean. So I'm going to be routing the harness towards here, because I was going to extend everything out to the passenger side, but then I'm going to be having to extend a lot of these wires out that way, and it's going to take a lot more time, which this car I'm trying to get out of the way so I can actually start on the 240. So once this harness is done, this car's out of here, and I got to make some brackets here for my fuse box again, or unless I find the mounting brackets for that. So other than that, guys, right now I'm going to do something real quick. Nothing crazy, because right now, as you can tell, I still got to mount up another hole right here, drill into it, and mount up this ECU. Because this ECU, I chopped off some corners here and there and modified it to make it work where it sits here. Because right here, it bolts in right there, that one place where your clutch line is. And then right here, I'm going to make another hole. And then I'm going to be actually installing a coolant reservoir, then finishing up this fuel rail this week. After that, wait for the wiring loom, and we're good to go, guys. So alright, guys, so as you can tell right here, got it all marked real good right where I want it. So I'm gonna try to have it as even as possible to the middle, and I'm gonna start pulling this off and then mark my hole there. Go ahead, start drilling that, and we should be good, guys. All right, guys, so here we have our coolant reservoir. This reservoir right here is a 1 liter. and it's on Amazon special, so nothing fancy, but I do run this one on my JZ on the SC300. Works perfectly. We don't need nothing crazy around here, so it does the job. So we're gonna try to modify this or make it work around in here. As you can tell, it's gonna be in a perfect spot in my opinion, as I do have to make some kind of brackets here. All right guys, so what I'm gonna be end up doing is actually swapping out those fittings there from this side to this side, because as you can tell, the hose for the thermostat housing is up here, and I want that to go in the bottom over there so it doesn't overflow eventually, so it'll be able to suck it back in and push it back out whenever it needs to. And I think I'm going to be making a bracket right here just so I can everything mount up in place, because right now it just sits there. So I should be able to make something from off these two bolts right here, or these three, or either or, maybe probably this two over here, drop it down and bolt it down into here as well, so it can be really sturdy. And then this should be able to mount up right just there. So we're gonna see how that works. I need some cardboard. I don't have anything big enough around here, since those are my storage boxes for everything else I have. So I think I'm just gonna call it for the night, come back tomorrow with some cardboard and some something to figure this out, and I'll make a template off of that and go straight into aluminum and go from there. This one is like a 14 gauge, is a little bit thicker. All right guys, so before I leave, I'm pulling this off because like I said, I forgot I have to do this because I don't want to forget about it, and I want to have that fuel line in place and see how it looks. I know I was going to do it a long time ago, but I haven't. And also, while I'm there, I got to delete my regulator here maybe. I'll be back tomorrow, and let's get this out of the way. But see you tomorrow. Finally back. Let me get back to the wiring because I've been backed up with so much, and I'm trying to get things out of the way. Try to get my car back to the house, and hopefully I can finally finish it up, get the whole body kit for it. Then get a roll cage done, seat stuff in there, all situated for seat belts and shit like that. So either way guys, about to go down over there towards 45 minutes away from here, get my car done, do the wiring, and do a bracket for it. And then first things first, stop by, get a coffee or something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, but either way, I'll see y'all over there. Enjoy. Alright guys, so I have an issue. Alright guys, so I have an issue. I don't know if you hear that. So every time I go over a bump, my rear tires hit. And I'm going to show you this if I can get it on video. But look at my rear view mirror. Look at that tire. See all that tire coming off? It's because it rubs a lot. And my dumbass decided... to go ahead and put bigger tires on it, because that's the one I had for 17-inch wheels, at least for these, because I was trying to put the same set back on instead of matching two different wheels. So instead of matching two different wheels, I put those big tires, and now they rub a lot. So I forgot my car's lowered, and yeah, so I looked at the gas station. I'm gonna show you once I get off the car again of how the tire is, and this is only from one day of driving, from yesterday afternoon till now. So you're gonna see why I might have a blowout. If I do, I might not even make this video, but either way, we'll see what happens. Maybe my buddy has a wheel over there, and maybe a wheel lock, because Jesus, the wheel lock I have at work, not in the car, so that kind of sucks too. But alright guys, well, we're on the way there. I should be there within 10 minutes. Jesus, stop going over those bumps. For real. I'm about to get the worst part over here as well. Watch. But, alright, I'll see you over there. Shit. box problems. Jesus fucking Christ. Sheesh. Alright guys, so as you can tell, this thing's tucking. Over here it's hitting a lot. It's starting to make its own groove. It's not as bad compared to the other side, as you can tell. This side's a lot deeper, and there's a part in here that you can already tell where the wire is at. But if it blows, it blows. I'm gonna be swapping out coils, tires, and doing something better. You can tell 1JZ IS300 that we started on last time, Evo, Challenger, BMW, and then here's my car. My car, it does have a few little things I gotta fix up. So I gotta hook up the fans. So I'm gonna hook up one fan to switch the other one to ECU, so I can actually able to control if my car gets really hot. I can just hook up the other one or switch it on and we're good to go. And then also, you can tell my wire here is really loose, so I'm gonna have to fix that issue real quick. And I have an idea. I'm gonna see if he has something that I can put on the actual wire itself. But yeah, we'll see what happens here, and then that should be it for today. Let's go ahead, figure out what I'm gonna do first. I might do the throttle cable first and go from there. All right, so I got this in place. I think I'm gonna leave it right here. I like how it's nice and tight. It's clean. And then this, I have to bring it back at least half an inch or so, maybe a quarter inch, but just enough so I can have this cable tight. And I'm gonna see if I have some kind of piece of lead there so I can put it in the back of this wire and make it work. Guys, so as you can tell right here, I'm actually pulling this apart and chopping it off, because the original one is like this small and the actual stop here is shorter. This one was out about 2 inches, so I chopped it up in half, shortened it down to 3/4 of an inch. This is gonna go just like that. This is gonna be about the same length as that one. And then I'm gonna have to drill a hole here, either or, to make this fit, because it only fits in one side. So let's go finish this up real quick and then weld it up in place. Got it TIG welded, as you can tell. Not the best, but it does the work. I'm going to clean that up a little bit and then drill my hole, and I should be done with this. So I gotta go find a drill or something. See, my buddy has one, but we're good. And right here, nice and tight. Not too tight either. I mean, not too loose, not too tight. We're good there. So alright guys, so we're over here trying to figure it out. We drove the car and we're having an idle issue, but I think we figured it out. And every time you cut the fans on, it'll shut right off and cut down timing and everything. So, but that's perfect. It was shutting off the car once I kick on the fans. So I think we're gonna leave it at 1100 RPM for idle, because if I go down to 100 RPM more, it's gonna just shut off the whole car completely. I am not running an idle rate control valve, but I think that fixed the issue, guys. Perfect. Well guys, it's doing good. Hasn't shut off at all. So temperature's staying at like 190, 185-ish, and then oil pressure is good. So air fuel ratio is perfect as well. So alright guys, so that's situated. I should be able to pick this up tomorrow and go from there, but probably end up picking up next week, depending how things go, because I got to do a few more other things in this car. I hope the tire don't blow out because that damn thing right there. Alright guys, so I'm back from doing some things on the Srt4 as you can tell from the last clip. I did finish up the throttle body wire itself. I shortened it up to about 2 inches because it was slightly too long, so we were able to actually get the car to idle right and go from there. So I think today he should have the car done. I'm not sure yet. He hasn't messaged me back at all just yet, but right now let's go ahead and finish up this plate for the coolant reservoir right here that's going to be mounted up to the side fender. So that's where I'm going to be putting it at, and let's go from there, guys. So I'm trying to get this done because here within the week a lot of things are coming, knowing that the Srt4 is almost done basically. So I'll explain it a little bit later on, but what's going to be happening this week, you'll see in a separate video, is this car, once I'm done with all this, make sure it's all good. I'm waiting for a few other things for this car. Nothing crazy, something I can actually do without the car. So I'm waiting for those parts, for the wiring loom and all that stuff, get it all situated. And after that, I'm going to go back over the whole car again, just to make sure I have nothing left that I would have to do any kind of modification to the engine bay or anything, because everything's going to be coming right out of the car itself. Engine, trans, subframe, all that stuff, and it's going to be torn down completely. So yeah, this car's about to get prepped to get painted, and then I'm going to be bringing the 240 back over here, and the Srt4 is going to go right back home. So and that one I'm actually going to be doing a good bit of work at the house too, so I'll get that street legal, fix up the brakes, doing a big brake kit on it, and a few other things. So besides that point, let's get back to this and get all situated. Alright guys, so instead of talking, what's going to be happening here is, you can see this is going to be mounted to the side. So right now I'm actually starting to make a bracket and exactly see where I'm going to put it. I can't put it far to this way because then the bracket itself won't fit. So I got to use these two mounting holes, this ground side and then this over here, and then this ground I might just swap over to this side. That should be good. But over here it'll fit just perfectly, no problems at all whatsoever. And I am going to be swapping out those fittings to the other side and going from there. But besides that point, let's see how far apart this is, how much space we're going to be having. I already have a main marking spot of where I'm going to be finishing up right here, because I don't want it bigger than this. So it's going to be around this, and then I'm going to see how I'm going to design this little bracket. I'm going to make something neat out of aluminum and go from there. So let's go ahead and start. Here it is, nothing fancy. I still got to finish it off, but I want to make sure this actually fits in here perfectly without any issues. Alright guys, so I'm not sure if you can tell, I'm going to try to angle that camera right up in this edge right here. As you can tell, if this sits right in this corner, just like that, yep, you're going to sit right here perfectly, no issues at all whatsoever, and we should be good, guys. Guys, so here it is, nothing crazy, like I said. It does fit perfect in there. I already checked it. I'm gonna show you here in a second. That's done. I'm actually gonna bring a drill tomorrow, finish this up, mounting it in place, but that should be it for today. So see you tomorrow. This is gonna be done. I'm gonna try to finish up this fuel rail stuff here tomorrow during lunch, get it all cut up and welded in place. Hey guys, so we are here back in the unit, and as you can tell, just finish up mounting everything here for the plates. with some nutserts. You see, nothing fancy, but it's pretty neat. And it's gonna be going up in there, and if it's just nice and tight how I want it. But right now, we're gonna be doing the final holes right there for those mounting tabs there, so I can start bolting the reservoir in and see how it fits. It's gonna be really close, but I know for sure we're gonna be lifting up the hood just a little bit more so we can have some clearance for the thermostat housing and the engine itself. So either way, we're gonna be modifying this hood just a little bit more so it can fit everything really nice and tight. But other than that, let's pull this apart and then test fit it over there and go from there. All right guys, so as you can tell, I started putting this in place. I got everything right where I need it, so should be perfect right here. All right guys, so just like that guys, it's in place right where I want it. It doesn't get in the way of anything. I'm gonna put this cap on and make sure first. I'm gonna have to clear out everything here, go from there. There was a reservoir here on this side, but actually sits a little lower. But what I'm worried about is right here in this area. I think it's gonna be hitting, but I'm not 100% sure just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up everything around here just to double check nothing actually hits. But if it does, either way, like I said, we're gonna be modifying this hood to make it work because it does hit up here. So let's pull this off, clean it up, and double check. All right, so I'm not sure if you can tell right there guys, I think we should be clear right there, and that should clear there. I mean, I don't have the hood sitting all the way down yet because like I said, it's gonna have to be modified and or cut up and make sure, but I think we are in the clear because as you can tell, that top of that piece hits that stopper right there, and the rest you can see it's not going to be hitting. So just like that guys, we are good to go. I'm going to be trimming out the bottom just a little bit more because, you know, it's going to be making noise if it rattles. But either way, perfect, a great spot, so I can actually just have this hose right here, you know, run straight to the bottom just in case. And we don't have any overheating issues at all whatsoever, because before with the 428 engine I did have the reservoir here, stock one, and the hose would go up top and it would overfill, and it was always busting the cap out because of the pressures. But with this, it's going to be just enough. Like I said, I do run this on my JZ and it's perfect, so it doesn't have any kind of actual leaks here. So either way guys, let's go ahead, start removing all the stuff we're not going to need, because we are going to be pulling this engine out tonight, maybe. I'm not sure just yet. Maybe by the weekend, don't know. I'm not 100% sure. So let's go ahead and start removing the piping, all the radiator stuff, all the main things we don't need, because I still got to get some other things for all this fluid to go through, and I don't want it a mess inside of here. And it's already late. I still got to push the car out and all this and that, so I'd rather just start off with the little things first. So let's get to it guys. All right guys, so first things first, let's go ahead and remove all the piping, ECU, wiring, and all that stuff first. Guys, so as you can tell, I finished up a little bit here, pulling a lot of things apart. Intercooler piping, radiator, all the hoses there, and the wiring and the ECU. Still got all that stuff over here in the corner from reservoirs and my fuel pressure regulator, and then all the lines. So before I did anything else, I had to finish up this line. As you can tell, I shortened it down finally where it needed to be and gave it a little bit of slack because I do have to hold the line up there and keeping it from hitting that steering column. So it's going to be wrapped around in here, goes up that way and then back to the return. I did fix up the fuel rail stuff right here, and I kind of chopped it off right here, removed the regulator off of this since we're going to be going off of that regulator, and welded it up. Hopefully it's all nice and good here from the welds. It's been a while since we've been welding really good, so either way, I'm not too worried about that. I still got to finish sanding it off and all this and that, and painting the fuel rail so it can actually look a little bit neater. But other than that, guys, the line's in here. As you can tell, it is a quick disconnect one. A while back I did leave a part number there, which I'll put it down back in the screen again, and look, just like that, quick release, no issues at all whatsoever. But now we're gonna have to remove all this stuff here next, and then I think we should be ready to pull the engine right out. And all right, guys, so now that everything here is done for this stuff, like I said, I'm starting to pull this all apart, and I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this line real quick, just like that. Should be good. That's out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead, pull this lines off right there and pull them back, and after that I'm gonna get my engine hoist in here. I'm gonna try to make some room because there is a bit mess here and I don't like it, so I'm gonna have to figure something out right here because I gotta put another engine here, and then I'm gonna be pulling this engine out, which is gonna have to sit around here somewhere as well, which I might just end up tossing right underneath there, and then get my other JZ and put it right over there. So I'm gonna pull these tires out, move it out of the way, and then I gotta figure out a few more things to organize over here, because like I said, I got a bit of things left for all my stuff here. So let's get to it, guys. I'm ready to pull the engine out, and 240 is right there, as you can tell. So this engine's gonna be coming out. My brother's gonna be taking the car, started painting the engine bay, and going from there, start pulling everything else off of the car there. And the 240 is gonna go in here, and within this week I'm gonna try to get this all situated. My other 2J in there, which I'm actually going to be putting over here somewhere. There's so much stuff around here, and I'm going to go ahead to start building one of these engines, and I think it's going to be this one. Not 100% sure just yet, because I got to go and look through the whole entire thing and make sure it's all good. But I know the only one that's running right now is actually this one over here, but it does have a knock on it, so I'm not 100% sure just yet. So one of these two engines are going to be built for sure. Is a VVTi and a non-VVTi, which I do have over there, which is most likely going to be that one for a spare one or for the 240. So keep that in mind. So let's get this out of the way and done. Turn the wheel. Alright guys, we're putting this up. This is the last time, so I have to get going. We could have probably left the intercooler on, it would have been fine. as much as I can here in the next few weeks, because I am pretty busy with a lot of things right now. So besides that, guys, I'm hoping you're enjoying the build on the Eclipse as well. I know I have a lot of views on that itself compared to the 240 and the Lexus, but either way, guys, we're going to keep doing more content for you guys, and hopefully things get better and better throughout in the future, so we can actually do as much builds and start testing these cars out here soon. But other than that, guys, stay tuned and remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.